That is below average ambient atmospheric heat energy, I would say. Well, hello to the one individual that's watching. Thank you for joining me. Kylie8198. Hello. I was going to wait for a bit of an audience, but let's begin with something unrelated to Tim and Eric. iOS. You know what I'd really like? Maybe this is a little complaint. I'd like to be able to say, hey Siri, create a list of reminders for Friday. And then be able to fill out. So like on Friday I get to get this list of things that I need to do. So combine reminders with lists. I'm making lists. Anyway, so I was just told that I should seek employment at Adult Swim by someone who actually watches Adult Swim. I kind of didn't really think that people actually watched Adult Swim, but I guess they do. And he said that our humor is compatible. He's not as articulate as I am, so he didn't say it that well. But then he showed me a few videos. There was a man, and I know his name now, called David Spade. And I'd only known this man as someone who just has an incredibly irritating face. Or just not irritating, a dull face. So I got bored of that one. But there is a duo. There's Tim and Eric. And I've never seen Eric, okay? I think I've only seen Tim. And so I'm kind of confused about that show. Is there only Tim? Is that the joke? Is there an Eric? Excuse me, sorry, I've got to retrieve a cigarette here, which is proving a bit difficult. If someone knows, please tell me, because I've never seen Eric. And that's almost disconcerting. Where's Eric? Who is Eric? Is he someone in the background? It's like 8-Ball and MJG, and like one produces the beats, except of course it'd be the production of the actual comedy. Or is Eric just the illusion of accompaniment? Is he just is that just a lie? Is there only Tim? I don't know. But I would appreciate some feedback on that, because I just don't know. But I was shown a video of the Tim man sitting in front of, I guess it was supposed to be a bank with an automated account setup thing, and it was quite funny, you know, of course. It was amusing, but I don't know. Maybe I should apply for a job at Adult Swim. What would my name be? Would it be Tim? Or Eric? Maybe they're waiting for Eric. Could I be Eric? Or would I be Jimbo Fantastic? Jimmy Phallus? Or am I just not funny enough? I don't know. Answer my poll. There's a poll on Twitter right now. Asphalt or fossil? But I don't know. Comedy, you know. Tim goes to the bank. The bank's automated setup assistant is acting strangely. The buttons that he places, or that he pushes, aren't functioning. The automated, the software is presumptuous. And even a little brash. And that's the funny there. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Adult Swim is the one where they just have nonsensical transitions at the beginning and end of commercial breaks. Like things that don't make sense or are written in a way that they're like inside jokes, but there's no one on the inside. But you're meant to think that smarter people know what they're talking about. So you're just like, yeah, that's funny. It's kind of like music now. No one actually likes Florence and the Machine. Where the fuck is the Machine, by the way? But they play in such a way that everyone thinks they just don't quite get it, but they will eventually, or that they should just follow the more intelligent people who are fans of Florence and her machine. But the machine in Florence. That's a good thought. I want the machine. I want to be in Florence. Florence in the machine. Florence under the machine. The machine crushing Florence. Who knows? Anyway, Tim, Eric, which one? Am I destined to work for Adult Swim? I just want a job where I can lie to people every day. Excuse me. And, those of you who are out there and have an anti-government sentiment are going to be like, you should go into the FBI or something, dude. Hang on. Sorry, I'm almost done. This is rude, isn't it? Sorry. Ooh. All right. What was I saying? Oh. Yeah. So, David Blue. If you want a career lying to people or you get paid to lie to people, go in the government. It's just a face of the libertarian. I think she's very funny. What? You think stealing is wrong? Huh? Why do you pay your taxes then, huh? I can make this face because this used to be me. And I can criticize what I have transcended. Or descended from. There are so many stories that I could share with you. So many tips. So many little changes to iOS. What is a lichen? I don't remember. What is a lichen? Why has my Periscope audience gone away? Was I absent too long? Was I too rude to them? I mean, I don't know. There used to be 20, 30 people here. But hey. So, I just published my review of the new Star Wars movie. And if you'd like to read that, which I think you'll find entertaining, perhaps you'll be able to decide after reading it if I'm Tim or Eric or someone else. But you can get to that. You can find that by going to bit.ly/stairswiggling. Stairs wiggling, no spaces, all lowercase. Or you can just, it's the pinned tweet on my Twitter account right now, of course. One viewer, you one viewer, I appreciate you sticking with me, whoever you are. I appreciate you. You're the last of my audience, apparently. But I could try to entertain you in some other way. Let's see. I am cold, though. Because, like I said earlier, there is less than average ambient heat energy. Ambient atmospheric heat energy. And therefore, when there is less heat energy surrounding you, the heat from your body is stolen away. So, you're paying taxes every winter. what are the thoughts? A man came in to my gas station driving a Mini Countryman today, and I try to be as polite as possible when people arrive in cars that are just not the best decision. And yes, the Countryman is spacious, apparently pretty capable. It's rated well for what it is. That doesn't matter because it's fucking ugly. And he said, it's got all-wheel drive. Actually, he didn't smile. Maybe he wanted to, I don't know. But the Mini Countryman. Wow. But yeah, I don't know, did I misspell the title of the stream or something? What's up with this? Ooh, hey, you can look at the specs of the stream if you swipe down a little bit. That's pretty cool. Target's 24 frames per second. We're hitting 24.4 right now. How badass is that, huh? Yeah. How do you do this? You used to be able to... Oh, there we go. Swipe sideways. Nope, I spelled everything right. Guess my grumps are gone. There's still you, one viewer. I'm thinking of things to entertain you. I'm trying. Here's an interesting thought. This is a serious one. Probably not very entertaining. To be kind, to be earnest, without being naive, is the definition of elegance. Thoughts on that? I don't know. I didn't try to figure out the definition of elegance. I just realized that if you're earnest, but you're still able to be the opposite of naive, sharp and earnest. That's elegance. I don't know. What do you think? Wow. Let's see. Oh. I watched the second episode of Black Mirror. Here's the interesting thing about Black Mirror. It's been called contemporary Twilight Zone. And I think that's apt. But I think it's more important than the Twilight Zone. The Twilight Zone was kind of trippy, I guess. I mean, a lot of people used to, bro, I'd like to get blazed and watch the Twilight Zone, man. But Black Mirror, in my opinion, the way that it's written, it's almost an educational TV show. Because Black Mirror deals with the near future and the potentials of technologies that we already know to exist as they expand, and their impacts on culture and human society, and I don't get affected by television or movies much anymore. But Black Mirror is legitimately disturbing. It is very disturbing. And because I guess I have enough knowledge about the technology to realize, or to see the connections they're trying to illustrate. And I know that a lot of people care about spoilers. Spoilers are bad. That can get you in serious trouble with your audience. But without spoiling anything, the two episodes, the first episode was the most disturbing to me because it was, well, here's the premise. This is well known. Someone kidnaps an English princess and sends a ransom note to the Prime Minister saying, look, I'm gonna kill a princess unless tonight you fuck a pig on live television. So, and here's the amazing thing. Everything that was used by this culprit, all the technologies, all the methodologies, which he essentially used to effectively deceive an institution as powerful as the British government, are all real technologies. And it is conceivable to do what he did. You know. And not in the, like, I guess you could say the same thing about Jason Bourne, right? I'm sorry, I'm limited in my pop culture knowledge, but it's different because this is like something that could actually happen now. Normal dude fucking up some real shit. But okay, hello, Travis. I used to have more of an audience. I swear, I don't know what I did. Did I say the wrong thing? What did I say? What did I say? Yo. Oh, is it because I didn't attach my location? Is that what the problem is here? Probably. Well. Anyway, basically, I was told today, Travis. Yeah, I was told today that I should seek employment with Adult Swim because my humor is similar to Tim and Eric's. So, okay, Travis, you know what Tim and Eric is. You watch Tim and Eric. Or, I don't know, are they like, is it a show? Is it, who is Eric? I've never seen Eric. I've only seen Tim. Is Eric real? That's, love me. Oh, love them, okay. But yeah, so that's my question to you, Travis, is Eric real? I'm genuinely asking. I have no idea. I've been seeing, or I've been shown video clips. I don't know if they have a television show or if they're just two men. Okay, he's real. What does he look like? Eric War Room. Varheim. It's an impressive name. No, you're good. Google it. All right. Oh, here's a God damn it. Here's a pitch for a comic or funny video. Okay. So, you know how you can be like, "Hey Siri," and your phone pops up. Hey Siri is a real feature now. Or, okay Google. Well, imagine just running behind someone at a mall or something, leaning down, like walking behind them as they're walking, and just yelling at their pants. If it's a dude, I think dudes usually keep their phones in their pants. Just yelling, "Hey Siri!" Okay Google, and trying to get to trigger the thing. So you're just running, just, "Hey Siri! Hey Siri!" You know, that's almost as funny as that one prank that Toyota did. Where they triggered a bunch of people's phones and then ordered them, like, you know, through a radio commercial, triggered a bunch of people's iPhones and then ordered them to shut down. But Toyota's lost their minds in terms of advertising. And a lot of other things. Toyota has literally lost. But no one wants to hear me talk about cars. Yeah, well, I appreciate your compliments. I don't really know, because what's happened is, like, recently people have just really been telling me that I need to go into comedy. And I've always sort of hated the idea of just doing comedy. Like, I think that, I mean, obviously I find myself funnier than anyone else, because I'm me, right? So I entertain myself more than anyone else. But I think everyone actually has the potential to entertain themselves more than anyone. Like, I think everyone is their own greatest entertainer. And what comedy is especially like going to see a stand-up or whatever, is you're paying someone else to fill you up with funny. Paying someone else to entertain you. And I watch television occasionally that is for the purpose of entertainment. Top Gear, more or less, is for the purpose of entertainment now. But I guess most television is, isn't it? But basically what I'm saying is that I don't know if I'm trying to figure out if I could, because everyone keeps insisting that that's like my best quality, which kind of sucks. But I don't know if I could go into a place like Adult Swim and just write comedy. Like, especially write. I'm just, that's not funny to me. Jokes are never funny to me. But I don't know. Like Saturday Night Live. I mean, I know that's a bad example. Just find your audience. Yes, that's the thing. I totally agree. That's a very intelligent suggestion. The thing is, I don't think I have an audience, frankly. I just, because I've had content available, widely available, like, SEO'd, and no one really seems interested in it. And usually I think it's because people don't understand that I'm joking. Not joking, but I guess joking. Like I did a video called Fuck Forbes like 2 years ago. And is it hard? Oh, it's a standout, yeah. But and it was me like being like fuck Forbes, because they put up some listicle that was like the top 10 worst cereals for you. And I was like, this is ridiculous. This is outrageous. You guys are being anti-capitalist right now. And that's not cool. And some dude was like, really, like, commented something really violent, like, God, I just want to fucking chop your head off, bro. And it was amazing. I mean, that entertains me. But obviously it wasn't well received, But I think the problem, ultimately, is that a lot of the content that I produce ends up feeling like a prank on people, because I mistag it, I tag it things to get attention. I did a video where I literally just walked around my town, it's called Ryandell, and lied to people about this one man who actually does exist, but and everyone I've shown it to finds it funny, but then it doesn't really get much exposure. I don't know, because if you want to do something like live stream really boring games, my friend does that, and only based off pranks and satire. That's cool. I mean, like, I'd be down with that, except comedy for the sake of comedy. Like, when you sit down and you're consuming comedy, the purpose of it is to be funny. It's never funny to me. Like, I think if I put more work into my car show, or if I was to host a car show, I think I could be entertaining, occasionally. But I just intentionally, like, it always just, it doesn't feel right, for whatever reason. I guess I need to work on articulating that better, but I don't know. I guess I'll have to watch some Adult Swim now. Everyone keeps saying, you haven't seen Tim and Eric? But then again, everyone said, you haven't seen The Office? What? You haven't seen The Office? Completely serious and fine in the awkward moments. I'm never awkward. Clearly this isn't going to work out. But, everyone was like, you gotta see The Office, dude. You gotta see The Office. Like, people will freak out if you say you haven't seen The Office. And so I watched The Office. I that was a bad time in my life. I didn't watch the whole thing. I wasn't able to. It's kind of funny, you know, but only like once every 2 or 3 episodes would I find something that would actually be funny. Contrived storylines, yeah. I don't know. I could. I've done some pretty funny scopes, but it requires interaction with my audience. That's the thing. Is I think. Well, I once did a scope called "What Time Is It?" where at 3 a.m. here, I simply for 40 minutes asked seriously, "Does anybody have the time?" And then someone would post the time and I'd be like, "Cool, keep them coming." And it was all Russians, of course, because it was 3 a.m. here. And there is an unusually huge portion of Russians on Periscope for whatever reason. I guess there's nothing else to do. And they were very confused. They were like, "Do you want multiple times? Like, is this the wrong time zone?" Like, I confused Russians for 40 straight minutes. And I find that funny. But, you know, I don't think that I need interaction with my audience. If anything, my strength is just that I can be very rude with people. So, yeah. Which is a bit edgy, I guess. But then again, edgy humor is starting to lose its thing with me, too. So I just don't know. But, yeah. This seems awfully self-indulgent here, so. I also, like, I don't know, just paying me to be funny, I guess. Pay me to walk around and be funny with you. Pay me to live a day with you, like, and I'll be funny. I'd be like my funniest there. Depending on your taste, of course. But, like, I don't know. It seems like people just don't really get it. Like, I work at a gas station. It's my money. I would say day job, but it's actually a night job. And, you know, I amuse myself by screwing with customers, but of course, screwing them within policy. Okay. So, the other day, okay, for one thing, if you work in retail, you know, you should never, if someone asks you, Clerks 3, someone legitimately, they keep telling me to do Clerks. I've never seen Clerks. Everyone's like, "Dude, you gotta watch Clerks." So I guess I have to watch Clerks now. But anyway, so, in retail, you never, ever, ever answer the question, "What time do you get off?" You don't do that. That's a safety thing. You don't ever tell someone when you get off. And I get asked 3 times a day at least, which is very strange because people have nothing better to do with their lives. Hello, lamp. But so anyway, this woman who often comes in to my scratchers tickets and who is rude, but I think unintentionally so. She's just unaware of her behavior. And Lamphead's a good friend of mine, longtime friend. She comes in and she wears an Eeyore sweatshirt. Okay, always. So I was in the back of the store, and usually my answer to "What time do you get off?" because I obviously am not going to tell the truth, is usually something like, well, you know, funny fact, I actually have grown too big and I can't fit out the door anymore. It sucks. So I gotta shrink down again before I'm gonna leave. And that's gonna take me a while. I don't know how long. So anyway, and then my other answer is, I'm gonna tell you. But my coworker wasn't there. He usually spoils it by laughing. He wasn't there. So she comes back to the back, and she's like, "Well, what time are you getting off tonight?" And I'm just like, well, funny thing, the other day I actually accidentally entered a blood oath with the station, and I essentially won't be able to leave here alive. I won't be able to leave this property alive ever. So I'm going to be here for a while, and you know, it's like that thing with the Native Americans when the colonists first came and they came on ships and they anchored the ships out here, but to the Native Americans it's like they just appeared out of nowhere, because when the Native Americans looked out to the ships they saw nothing because they couldn't conceive of it. That was like what happened there, because she was just like, she paused for a second and was just like, huh, and then it continued. But when, you know, she probably never heard the words blood oath in her life. She probably had no idea what the fuck that was. And I'm a gas station employee, I'm a little cute uniform, you know. So, and just in a straight face, just being like, yeah, not gonna be able to leave here alive. So, I don't know. Generally, when I treat people like that, they don't respond well. If they actually understand it, which is rare. But, I mean, it's better than me saying what the truth is, which is, I can't tell you, or, or why do you want to know, you fucking petty waste of biological material? Like, please, God, find something better to do than talk to me. Because, Jesus. I mean, how many of you, have any of you walked into a gas station, even one that you regularly frequent, or it's a convenience store? The whole purpose is we're supposed to be non-existent. Okay, I am curt, I am professional, but, I don't, when someone asks me how I'm doing, I don't ever tell them the truth. I'm not going to be like, well, my wife left me. Jesus Christ. I know C-store employees who say shit like that. And I'm just like, that's fucking ridiculous. But I'm doing my job if they don't even remember what fucking gender I am, okay? If they remember nothing about me, they don't even look me in the face. They come in, they tell me what I'm doing, I ask them if they want a receipt, and they're gone. But do you ever go into a convenience store? Like, I behave that way because that's the way I want convenience store employees to behave. But I don't know, maybe some of you like to chat them up. Well, there you go. As long as they entertain you, I guess. But clearly I have no value that way. Because I'm just going to answer. Chat them up, okay. Maybe I'm just an asshole then. Wow. Because I trust, I trust your opinion, shit. So, fuck. I'm just a dick. Because personally, when I walk into a gas station, I'm there, but I don't really shop or anything. Like, I just don't. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, okay, if I walked into a shop, I walked into a C-store, and I was like, hey, what's up, man? And a man was like, okay, if you want to know what's actually happening, if it's a real concern to you, I hear a woman, and I think she's from my childhood. I don't know, maybe a second cousin. And I can see her face every once in a while, and I hear her telling me, you are not enough. You are not enough. You are not enough. And I haven't seen her, and it's just like everywhere. Sometimes it's at night, and I think I'm losing it. I think I'm actually losing it, man. That would be interesting. But usually it's just like, well, I want a scratch ticket, Well, and if they're unprofessional, it's like, boy, today's been tough. We're down a register. Okay. Can I have my gum now? Like, oh, well, my grandfather just died. Wow. Okay. Can I have my grandfather, or can I have my gum now? Woo! I don't know, maybe, but then again, everyone criticizes the soullessness that comes with retail, which, I don't know, you just have to have enough soul that you don't depend on being genuine with people all the time. Like, I don't know, I get paid a shitload of money to be ingenuine. Not ingenuine, but to be professional. Well, Starbucks is that's a different thing, I'd imagine. I don't know, I've never seen their employee guidelines, but I'd imagine that Starbucks probably, as a company, would encourage you to chat people up because coffee and chatting, and you want to keep people buying more coffee. It's more like bartending, which is why I could never be a bartender, because well, that's a good way to make income. I'm generally, like, we're all out of coffee. Uh-oh. Sorry, I feel like I can urinate in a cup. I feel like I actually do have a full enough bladder that I could give you your money's worth. It's probably going to be a tall, because I haven't been drinking enough water lately. But maybe a venti. But probably a tall. Right now I can do a tall. Tea, coffee. I mean, what is coffee? Piss and coffee are very close. You know? But I'm sure, you know, I abuse enough stimulants that if you probably could get a sort of burst of energy from drinking my piss. Awakening tar. Yeah. You know, we're all out of coffee, but there's some guys working on the road down the street, and they got a concrete mixer, and let me just be honest with you, okay? You can't tell anybody, but I snuck in there with one of our cups. Snuck in there with a beaker. Took a nice big scoop. We got a special today on concrete. But act quickly, because this shit is the quick drying stuff. I want that to dry in my intestines. They'll call me Stone Stomach. Anyway. Rock fart. But hey, is flatulence funny? No, that's childish. No, it's not. It's only funny if it's really loud. You know what? The funniest thing I've ever seen. Good evening. Are you my cousin? That'd be strange. I have to warn you, man, if we're cousins, I really am not a family person. Okay. Alright. This doesn't mean that I have to bring a fucking casserole to your house, does it? Like, give you a gift card? We can be friends, but only if you're interesting. I'm not very good at being friends with boring people. But anyway. What was I saying? I forgot. I remember piss coffee. Spring gifts. I'm not the fucking wise man, bro. That was a bad joke. You see that? The only reason that I have a small clock, want it. Yes! Holy shit! Is there a clock salesman in here? I never thought I'd see the day. I am a clock enthusiast. I'm a timepiece enthusiast. Am I Santa? No. I mean, I suppose I will be. If I ever have children. But I'll be like, bitch, I'm Santa Claus. All sizes, small, big. Oh, big cock. Yeah. I am significantly less interested. But if you do have a clock, what's my bra size? I'm not sure. I have worn bras before, but, you know, because it's like a joke thing that you do when you put on your girlfriend's bra. Ha ha ha! It's someone who identifies as male, and yet I'm wearing a bra. Ha ha ha! Hey, look, honey, I'm wearing your bra. Funny. But none of them have ever fit, I can say. I don't think I have enough fat, you know. I don't have enough fat on my chest. I don't really have full breasts. But, hey, I've never really thought about my bra size. We'll ask them the next time I go into the tailor. Can't believe we're cousins either, man. I'm terrible. Have a cutie bra size. Or quick trip bra size. Yeah. While we're on the topic of convenience. You know, cousins. It's a good subject. On my dad's side of the family, it's just chock full of cousins. Our family reunion, I would have 70 or 80 cousins there. I don't know any of their names. I don't care. This was when I was a child. This small little town in central Illinois called Emden. Okay, it's 500 people, but when we descended on for our family reunion, that we descended on that town, we literally like we were the life of the town for a while. Like we would come during homecoming, which they would have like rides and shit. Fucking. Anyway, so yeah, I was not what you would call a pleasant child. Instead of having friends, human friends, I had farm implements and cars. So my second cousins, actually, I had this cousin that I called Uncle Al, because he was 45, so it was, I'm just gonna call him Alan because I was like 10. Okay, but and he had a son, and the family wants to. They're two boys, and we're about the same age, so we're gonna get along just great. But here's the thing: his son Josiah was a pretty cool guy. Normal. I think you could say 10-year-old, or 10-year-old, 5th grader. I was not. So the most exciting thing for me was on their farm. They had a John Deere 4020, which I was kind of a freak about antique tractors and old farm implements in general. And the 4020 is kind of like the Michael Jordan of tractors. It's like the John Deere 4020 is like the most beloved tractor from the 20th century, I'd say. And they had one, and so I went to sleep over, and the next day, I think my Uncle Al had been like, yeah, you can drive the 4020 tomorrow. So that's what I was excited about. And Josiah, my second cousin, is like, hey dude, you want to play Metal Gear or whatever the fuck? And I was just like, did you know that 4020, like the one that you guys have, had like 80 foot-pounds more torque than the previous tractor that John Deere offered in that segment? It's incredible. What was the first unification of a standardized power takeoff? So Josiah is just like, oh my god, He told me this later. He was just like, you were not. He said it really in a nice way, but more or less he was like, holy fuck, you were intolerable when you were a kid. And yeah, I was. Yes, I was. And then he would be like, I look like a college professor. Thank you. I can see that. See, I always think that I look like the guy from Ancient Aliens with my hair, but I look and speak like a college professor. And that's why I don't get invited to parties, actually, because all I do is I show up. And the last party I went to, someone was like, have you seen the new Hunger Games movie? Like, man, thank you. That's very nice of you to say. This is literally just a Carhartt work shirt. I'm replacing it. Yeah. But, so, last party I went to, everyone else was smoking the ganja, and I personally I don't like the feeling that marijuana gives me, so, I'm pretty sure I was either, Rockbridge does suck. Hickman, I went to Hickman, but honestly, I'm not going to get upset by you saying that. I mean, I liked it, but no school pride here, so if you're trying to provoke me, I'm sorry. Anyway, so I went to this party, everyone else was getting high, and I don't like the feeling, so I'm just sitting there. I literally look like a professor, okay? My favorite thing to do is wear huge jackets, like blazers, and this one was plaid, with really, really tight pants, so it just looks like I'm, gigantic jacket that's way too big for me, and then pants that are, like, too small. So it's ridiculous. But, so I'm sitting there cross-legged, and these are, fun-loving 20-somethings at this party. And they were talking about the Hunger Games, and they were like, Hunger Games is, that's what's going to happen in the future, That's what we're headed toward. And it's like, man, it's cool to see a movie that's so against the system get so popular. And I was like, actually, sorry, but the Hunger Games actually is a pro-West sentiment. It's an anti-socialist sentiment. It's not a critique of current society. It's actually just another Red Scare movie, really, politically. And I basically lectured them, and they were really nice about it, but I literally spoke for like an hour and a half. And then I realized, Jesus, I'm ruining these poor young people's lives. They come here to escape school, and here I am lecturing them. And, that's one aspect of it, but what do I get out of this? This is something I already knew. So I just went there and then lectured for an hour and a half and then went home. Fun. So, can't go to parties anymore. Just generally, just intolerable to be around. Thank you. Well, that's nice of you to say. I'm glad that you would. Frankly, I'm looking for a way to... Do I have a master's degree? No. I'm looking for a way to capitalize on my intellect. So, if you'd like to pay me, of course, pay me to come. I will come, and I'm assuming you're in New York. If you pay for the travel, I will come and sit by you and live with you for well, it'd be pretty expensive, but I will be entertaining. Or educational. Do I have a doctorate? I'm a doctor of life, sir. I have a doctorate in life. At least I don't have a degree in comedy. I've told this story on Periscope before, but I don't think anyone that's watching right now has heard it, so I'm going to tell it again. So, all right, man, well, just pay me to hang out with you. And, yeah, because I need that cash. I need to start capitalizing on my intellect. How old am I? I am 86. But, so, I was at this speakeasy. And when I say speakeasy, there's a speakeasy in Columbia. You know what? I'm gonna break my persona and say that I am 21. I'm gonna be 22 in a week. Holy shit, my birthday. Anyway, so there's a speakeasy called the Social Room here in Columbia. It's hidden behind a salon. There's a false door. Thank you. Although some people believe that to wish someone a happy birthday on a day that is not their birthday is literally to condemn them to death. Luckily, I don't believe that. Bentley is a much better religion than any other. Anyway, so there's like a false door. You have to have the password to enter. And it's, all hidden and stuff. It's pretty cool. Except, even though it has a password that you have to get, there's nothing illegal going on there. Tell me my views on life. I'll get to that eventually, but first, I need to make fun of someone. I appreciate all this feedback. You guys are being really cool. I like doing this. I like talking. It helps me think. But, so I'm at this speakeasy with my brother and my friend. Okay, and we're in the smoking area. And I had mentioned something to my brother about my podcast. In the Army. Ooh. And Christian. You know what? Since you asked to hear my views, I'm sure that we can have a conversation without any trouble. But anyway, let me just finish this. I appreciate your. I don't oppose anything actually. But anyway, so I mentioned something about my podcast to my brother. No shit. This dude comes up to me in a red vest and a fedora. And was like, hey, did I hear you mention something about a podcast? I've got a podcast, actually. What genre is yours? And I was just like, well, I guess the only real value our podcast has is in entertainment. And he's like, oh, comedy. That's interesting because my podcast's a comedy podcast too. I actually have a degree in comedy. And folks, that was a test of my conviction. And I did not laugh at him. I did not laugh at him. I did leave immediately. I literally walked out and left my brother and my friend there. But I didn't laugh in his face. And that poor man was like, I do stand-up. I've got a degree in comedy. That has to be the worst sentence anyone could ever say. I have a degree in comedy. Jesus Christ. I'm sorry. But, okay, my views on life. Especially Christianity is going to be an inevitable subject. Me personally, well, I was raised in a Christian family and have a way above average knowledge of the Christian faith because I went to a Lutheran private school. I've been through the Bible 3 times completely. I know that's kind of ridiculous to say that for a book, but I literally have read through the Bible 3 times. Once for study, actually like twice in school. But anyway, and while I am, I think I am what you would call agnostic, in that I can't really make myself interested enough in spirituality to want a God. Frankly, the general anti-Christian sentiment that kind of moderate culture has right now, like, moderate liberal academia, is just so boring. So I end up coming across on the side of the Christians way too often. My fiance is Christian, and sort of. She's not a practicing religious. Yes, exactly. But here's the deal. So here's my unique, if I have any unique sentiment on religion, it's this. There are people like Richard Dawkins who think it makes them very intelligent looking to go around disproving the existence of religion or the existence of God or whatever. Which makes you, I am in a car, indeed. Which makes you look a bit silly. And I don't want to claim to be smarter than Richard Dawkins, but I am. Because here's the thing about religion. When you have this deity that explicitly, not implicitly, but explicitly by the original text that the religion is founded on, you can't see him. He's beyond reality. He is something that you'll never directly perceive. Okay? And he's exempt. Gods are exempt from the laws of physics, from your understanding, by their nature. Okay? So, no. Why would you ever bother trying to disprove the existence of a God? That is a waste of time. That's something that I always tell people who are Christian, that I want to tell them, because you don't need them. You don't need any proof. At least you shouldn't need any proof, because that's what faith is. That's the nature of your religion, is that you'll never see anything to confirm or deny it, or you might, and yet you can still believe in it. And therefore, you can have that little piece of knowledge. For all those, you'll encounter those fucking militant atheists that spend their time just being bitter, and because they think it makes them look intelligent. Maybe in the fucking 70s, dude. Actually, no, maybe like in the Enlightenment days, it made you look a little intelligent to criticize Christianity like you're the first one doing it. But, okay, we've already heard it, dude. Oh my, someone came in this parking lot. interestingly enough, I'm in the parking lot of a church. Anyway, sorry. Are you like ready to leave somewhere? Are you telling me that you're going to pay me to come hang out with you? Is that what you're saying? Am I ready to leave? Do I have bags packed? Do I have my bug out bag hidden in the wall of my house? What's my political view? My political view, and I know that you've heard this a lot, actually is literally the group of people that I could associate myself with, which would be voluntarious, are the definition of apolitical, in that I believe fundamentally that I shouldn't tell anyone what to do. Not even that anyone shouldn't tell anyone what to do, because it's not a moral politic. It's just I don't want to tell anyone what to do, so I don't vote. Because instead of voting on whether or not on an assumption or ideal or a punishment for some action, that instead of voting so that everyone has to feel the way I do, I just practice it independently. Which is why I don't stop at stop signs. But anyway, in general, my politics are that I don't have any. That is the nature of politics, is basically laws, and I don't believe that there should be any. So, at least in my utopia, I wouldn't believe, or I believe that there shouldn't be any. Military and ISIS. Well, here's the thing. I can be apolitical, but there are some things that do affect me. For instance, you can argue that without the military, without the United States military and its actions throughout history, my life would be different, or it wouldn't have happened. And I acknowledge that. And, but, I also have zero sense of duty, which is part of being a sociopath, definitely, is that you really don't have a sense of obligation to anyone. But I know that some people do, and I know that some people find joy in that duty, in that sense of duty, and I guess I'm glad for them. ISIS is, I don't know. I don't really have any views on them. I mean, like, it's a bunch of, it's a bunch of radicals. I guess, I'm not going to have anything to contribute on that. Like, I don't think, I'm glad you do. And, when I was young and edgy, I used to make fun of people in the military. And then I realized that it's kind of silly that just because I don't have a sense of duty to, like, think that invalidate that other people have a sense of duty. So I really don't have any useful or interesting views on the military. And I'm not going to have any views on what the military should be doing or should not be doing, because I'm not interested in telling them that. So, anyway, however, do I ever cut my hair? I do. Not personally, but I pay to have it done. Yes. If I hadn't ever, it would be quite long. Very long. Ever? Might be down to the floor. I don't know. Yeah. But, thank you for all your interaction, folks. I'm not going anywhere. I mean, shit. this is I got to take every opportunity to talk. I'm glad that you guys are here. I'm gonna start the car again. But yeah, Tim and Eric. Well, I now know that Tim and Eric do exist, both of them. What made me decide to scope in a parking lot? Well, I'm actually trying to run my battery down, but I enjoy speaking. That's kind of the way that I think. So when I get asked a question, I'm able to. It helps me function intellectually that way. Hello, my balloonist friend. I hope that you weren't offended by the poll that I put up. The most intolerable social group. Because again, making fun of balloonists is one of my favorite jokes. If I do replace Tim and Eric, it's going to be a long manifesto, bordering on disturbing manifesto, on anti-balloonism. The anti-balloonist manifesto. So, wonder if... Yes, I would love that. Unfortunately, my show has been down for a month. I haven't talked about this publicly, as if I'm some sort of huge celebrity, but I'm in the process of moving right now. So my show is going to be down until early spring, but means, yeah, fiance means that you're engaged. Yes, it does. But give me some money and I will come out, hang out with you still. I wonder what I would charge for that. No, like some what I really need to have is like some eccentric billionaire is to pay me to live and write stupid shit. I don't know. That's what, because really everything that I produce is virtually purposeless, pretty much purposeless, other than it may entertain me. Guess that Powerball didn't work. You know what? I didn't play. Because the problem is, I'm not going to get to that. I did not play the Powerball. I did, however, personally sell just under $10,000 in Powerball tickets. Is that something to be proud of? Not really. That's a lot of typing. Well, actually, not even typing. It's a lot of tapping touchscreens. And virtually zero profit. But we have to do it anyway. I do. I work at a store. I work at a convenience store, actually. I tell people that I'm an auto journalist when they ask what I do for a living. But what they don't, I guess what the lie that I'm saying there is that I don't make any money from that. I will one day. So, I guess you can't really claim to do something for a living when it's not actually what's providing your main income. Auto is an automotive journalism, yes. Do I go to school? I attend the School of Life. No, I can't be bothered with school. I've been trying to convince myself that I need to go back to school. The problem is that I just get very bored. And public school was one thing, because I was learning a lot of useless information for free. Not really. But, well, yeah. But, yes, I know. I mean, I could talk about why I want to be an auto journalist forever, but it's almost that I was destined to be one. Not destined. It's inevitable. But now that I'm gonna have to pay like a lot of money to go to school, and I've gone to school a bit, and it's just, I live in Columbia, and we have MU and the journalism school. And I was accepted to the journalism school right out of high school, but due to a series of personal disasters, not personal, family disasters actually, that was a bad excuse. I actually withdrew my like I had classes and everything. I had I had my schedule, but I pulled back the last moment. And I'll be honest, that was like 3 years ago, almost 4 years ago now. And I'm thankful that I did because, frankly, and this is going to sound really pompous, but in a lot of ways, I am way more capable than everyone I know that's come out of that school. In that I have more awareness of the industry and of the realities of the industry. Because in Columbia, and I've said this before on Scopes, but Columbia lives in this little bubble where, like, we all love journalism as this hero, as this check on the government. It's a very traditional, naive view of journalism, and like, people believe they're heroes. Not all of them, of course, but I'm talking about the hard news people, which I am not one. And so there's this like little bubble of, and all of the student-run stuff is like paid for by the university. And the local papers still have a lot of circulation because there's a lot of people that I don't think our local papers really have to worry too much about. They're not as affected by the print scare as a lot of other papers. Yes, it will live in video blogs and social media, but here's the problem: is that you make money in journalism, which is the reason why you're going in, right? Kind of. That's the reason why you have a profession in a pseudo-capitalist society that we have. And you make your money more or less by advertising. There's some subscriptions depending on which medium you're going into, of course. Yeah, I guess the thing that I like to use with the friends and acquaintances that I have that are interested in journalism is, okay, let's say that GM is fucking putting asbestos in the new Volt, okay? Or no, let's just say that GM may have put asbestos in a lot of its cars, and that's your headline, right? Or no, let's say this is page 2 or something. If Chevrolet is printing a full page ad, and you're you can't print that feature in the same paper or on the page opposite. You can't do that. So that's where the whole ethical guardian of society role is kind of I don't take issue with that, but a lot of people do. Which is why I have always known that my place is not in hard news, it's in special interest journalism. Being an auto journalist is essentially some of the world's biggest companies have every incentive, depending on where you are, of course, in the industry, but a huge amount of the world's biggest companies have incentive to basically bribe you into saying something good about the cars. They will fly you out, put you in a 4-star hotel, pay for your dinner, give you a car to drive, and hope that you write something well about it, or hope that you write something nice about it. That's a very simplistic. Auto journalism is a very, very broad industry, but it's not a highly populated or highly circulated medium industry, but it is there's a lot of different ways to consume it. But I don't know. I know journalists never make money. Oh, really? You used to get new cars reviewed, like actual press cars, or did you do what I did and find other ways to get cars? Big guap. Unreleased cars. Interesting. Which publication did you work for? I think I know that you work for one now. I don't remember what it is. Well, cool. So that's Um, but I guess I kind of need to go to school to prove that I'm good at things. I don't know. Most of the content that I read, readers do the reviews. That's cool. That's interesting. But most of the content that I consume within that is, frankly, I could have done better. But, of course, you have to account for deadlines, and better is a relative thing. But, in general, I could have outdone them, but I can't really prove that, can I? Corvettes 2. An American classic. So, since there's only you and one other individual left, what do you do now? I guess we could talk about this sometime in a more fluid medium of communication rather than just me speaking and typing in Periscope. But okay, cool. Well, just tell them that while I don't have anything really but a high school degree, tell them that I know more about media than anyone else on earth. It's not entirely true. Tell them that I am a media god. Literally a lord of word arrangement. That's not going to mean much to an editor, unfortunately, because I don't really have any work. I did just write a review of the new Star Wars movie, but it's not really a review. It's more of a, I don't know. For a videographer. Well, I have a lot of experience in that, actually. I know Vegas very, very well, unfortunately well. And I've been actively doing the videography of my own work literally since I was like 10. So I have sort of a fairly good eye, I think, for a lot of things. I have a lot of the stuff that I've short news clips. I could do that. But I know that me having no qualifications really is not the most conducive thing. But I would like to start making use of my actual talents. But I can work with, I can work with audio. I have a basic understanding of, actually, in terms of comparison with everyone else, I have quite an in-depth understanding of audio, of video, of photography, of editing, all of those. And, you know, like if you were like, I don't know, like, I'm fairly good with an edit, but, yeah, scared to write. I guess I can write. Well, just put in a good word for me. Hey, I know this guy from the internet, and he has 0 qualifications, but he insists that that he's better than all of our staff. So, yeah. But anyway, interesting. Wait, he is in me? He who? He who. Thank God for English, right? I would move anywhere. If I got a job in my industry that paid even somewhat well, I am so anxious to work, dude, honestly. Like, I can't even, the idea of going back to school with as much as I already know is really troubling to me because I just want to work. And I know I can. So, yeah. Do you have a degree in anything related to media. Thanks for talking to me, by the way, because, like, because I just appreciate, I rarely get the opportunity to talk to anyone who is actually in the industry, funny enough. Yep. That's a good one. That's definitely a good one. Yeah, well, I guess I should probably work on writing something semi-academic to start passing around to people. I will do that. We should definitely talk. Hit me up on Twitter, and we'll Skype or something. That'd be cool. I've still got the facilities to Skype, at least. So, that's good. Okay, well, probably should end this stream, because, gee, what has it been? But I appreciate you talking. Hit me up on Twitter. I don't know, I can still talk tonight if you can. I'm headed home with no particular obligation. That's not entirely true, but cool. Well, thanks again for watching, everybody, and interacting. And I will scope you later. Yeah, that's just disgusting, isn't it? Okay, goodbye. Thank you.